Good morning. It's Friday, December 10th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Wudang Qigong. This morning we have the advanced sets 10 through 18. And fingers crossed, we're going to do 10 through 18. We'll see how my legs hold up. I have a little bit of an announcement. I've been doing this all week. Now, short announcements. I'll put the coffee down already. Alright, so I have been talking about changes coming up in the new year. It's December 10th. The new year is coming up. It's coming quicker than we thought. Quicker than I thought. Alright, so my intent is to take some of what I've been doing, separate out a little bit the movement and the discussion, the analysis, so that it's a little more organized, a little easier to find. So if there was a question about, let's say, there's a question about shaking the tail feathers, right? And I might stop, I might do that and then stop and talk about it for a minute and then go on to practice it some more, which is where we're going to start this morning. That mixing of here's the movement and here's the discussion leaves out things on both, and there's more in the middle that's not included, right? The stopping to talk about it in the movement doesn't allow for the continuity of moving, of continuous movement, right? It doesn't. We're going to stop. It doesn't. Even though we're still in class, even though we're still paying attention to this exercise, we stopped. The movement stopped. On the other side, the explanation, I need to make it shorter because I don't want to stop for quite so long. So if I separate them a little bit more, so there's not so much talking and a bit more talking, I think I gained some advantage. I had looked at this idea that Monday perhaps I'd present the physical movement, Tuesday a little bit more on the internal work, same movement, a little bit more on the internal work, and maybe Wednesday maybe dig a little bit deeper in the analysis of the movement, some of the applications, that sort of thing. That model, I think, works really well with this idea that I'm going to separate things a little bit. So there'd be movement, there'd be recording, and class might include that I'm talking about what I did yesterday. So there would be the opportunity to have that recording playing and me talking at the same time, that split screen kind of thing. I'm not sure I'm going to try for that, but it'd be great if I had a clone of myself to do the engineering while we're in class. Anyway, yeah, there it is. Alright, so that's the idea. I'm also going to be working on some of what I'm going to bring in next. That includes some Xingyi, Bagua, Wudang Tai, not Tai Chi, Tai, as well as Dragon Sword and a few other things. And some of those few other things I've mentioned as well. These are, some of these, right, are things that I have learned as basic sets, things that have value in developing a particular skill or a particular movement method. Cloud hands, for example, using the legs, the circle of the knee. There's some dynamic there that we should pay attention to. And we can analyze these things separate from where they are in the form. So just as I can take, let's say I'm going to take the shoulder and the arm for my analysis today. I'm going to look at how the shoulder and the arm work. What's the elbow do? What does the wrist do? What can it do? What should it not do? Right? Because there's certain things that certain parts of the body should not do. There's certain things that we have the capability of doing, right? This circle, I can do this. My elbow works pretty good. I can go both directions. My elbow works pretty good. Somebody else might have a little trouble with their elbow. Not as flexible. This exercise would help, right? Not something that you really want to do with your knee. It's not. This kind of thing, this type of analysis is something that I've been wanting to include, looking for where do I put it, and I think I found that solution. So coming up in the new year, classes are going to change. I'm going to look at whether it's going to be 3 days a week. Right now I'm leaning very much toward live 3 days a week. The other 4 will include some of the cataloging that I need to do for the sets that I've already taught, some preparation for the new sets that I'm going to bring in, right? And some of the documentation, some of the written work that will go with these explanations, because there are some things that it's easier to write down and understand from that written explanation. Particularly if I have to draw pictures, it's a whole lot easier than it is for me to stand here and try and draw pictures in the air. It is. That figure 8 that I talked about, right? It's much easier if I'm on dirt and I can make an actual figure 8 in the dirt so that it's physically possible to see how my knee travels through that figure 8. Explaining that is one thing. You being able to see it, wouldn't it be great if I had a figure 8 picture that I could show you? Alright, so this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Let's get started. I'm going to get a sip of coffee. Let's get started for this morning. And also, I intend to bring in a bit more of the philosophy behind practice. I've talked about that as well in connection with the intent and what we have in mind. So, what do I have in mind this morning? Relaxing, practice, explaining a little bit about what I'm planning for next year. Coming up in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Alright. My goal to be relaxed and present, right? With that in mind, with that intent, right? What do I have in mind? Explaining something. My intent is to be relaxed and present. With all of that, I can give a certain type of presentation. Explaining that is a little bit more than a couple of minutes. And that's one of the things, the philosophy behind. That's one of the kinds of things that I'm talking about. Alright? Okay. As long as she's not underfoot. Basic stretch. Get started. Feet about shoulder width apart. Open the arms. Wiggle fingers, wiggle the toes, bend the knees, pull up through the crown head, and circle to the front, back around to both sides, up along the center line, stretch out over the legs, again, reach out, no, thank you, no, one more time. That thank you and no was to my cat, who I've asked to not come over here right now, and I told her thank you for doing that, or not coming over here right now. Elbows drop down, wrist, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Set 10, shaking the tail feathers. Press down. As you turn, both arms turn, come down on the other side. This hand pulls down. This hand pulls down. Bring it down from the elbow, or excuse me, from the shoulder, not from the elbow. So, down. Turn the waist. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Palms up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink. Circle. Turn to the left. Press down. Right hand to the inside. Turn to the right. Extend the right. Come to center. Circle. Turn to the left. Left hand to the inside. Turn to the left. Keep the back straight. Don't lean. As you press down, pull up. Open the waist more. Keep the knees over the toes. Turn to the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Last time. the center. Hands down along both sides, pull up to the ground of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. And breathe out. White ape presents fruit. Extend. Pull in. Fingertips down. And directly to the other side. Stay centered through the body. Open the hips. Turn the waist. Space between the ribs and the hips. Open it more. Turn it. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. And breathe in. And breathe out. Shift right, turn to left. Extend. And return. Shift left. Extend right. And return. Pay attention to your feet. As you shift, there's a tendency to open more to each side. As you close, pull your foot in. And breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And 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 breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time. Center, breathe in one more time, palms up. Press down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. As we move, and I mentioned this, there's a tendency to do what I'm doing right now. So every time you turn the foot, the stance opens a little bit more. We don't want to do that, right? We just don't want to do that. Pull the foot in from the inside of the leg, so as you turn it back, it returns to closer to where it was before you turned it. That is one of those techniques that I was talking about, and this is the explanation that I was talking about, all right? Sip of coffee. Hang on. Red phoenix flies into the sun. Right? Excuse me. As we go from one side to the other, this idea of staying straight, of being centered, relax through the knee, relax through the hip. Don't stiffen the leg as you go up and down. Keep it moving, right? So this is moving, the knee is moving, the ankle is moving. It extends and contracts, right? It's not here. We want this, not this, okay? Easy. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Circle. Up on the left. Center. Up on the right. Relax through the move. Pick the spot for your hands and your knee. Hold through the center. Pull in and up. Hold the spine. Keep going. Two more. Coordinate the hand and the foot. Last time. Come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands down on both sides. Pull up to the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Okay. To be clear, this set in the way I gave it was advanced class. So there's that. Stirring the grass to seek the snake. 1, 2, 3, down, and come on back up. As we sink, try not to lean too much, right? Now, the more, so, 1, 2, 3, here, right? Back should be more or less straight. Not here, here. So if you're lower, then your hands are closer to your knees, right? How much you bend here, here, doesn't matter. For this exercise, the idea is open here and then bring it back. If you're too low and you're straining to bring it back, then you're too low and you need to close that up a bit. Develop that strength little by little. Don't force it. So you're here, you want to go lower, right? I'm here, open. That's it. That's the best I can do. All right. I want to do better. How can I do that? as you settle into your sustaining leg, this one because I'm open that way. As you settle in here, pull this up, hold through the shoulder to support the upper back. Let the upper back help to support the hip, so it's not all on your abs, not all on the side here. Upper back helps to support the hip. Allow the leg to bend, and that will give you a bigger step. The more you do that, just sink a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, and just a little bit more, and just a little bit more. Oh, there's a change in the hip right about there. And a little bit more. I got a little bit weight on this foot. Right? A little bit more, a little bit more. The more you do that, a little bit more, the stronger your leg becomes, and the process of doing that doesn't cause the muscle in the leg to bunch, because you're little by little, right? You're developing that strength. You're not trying to, I'm going to do this in 15 days. No, not going to happen. All right. Stirring the grass to seek the snake. Feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight. Pull it through the crown of the head. Open the arms. Turn to the left. Right hand tucks under. Come out 1, 2, 3. Open to the left. Center. Turn to the right. 1, 2, 3. Open to the right. Turn left. Turn. Use the waist. Open the hip. Use the leg. Relax through the shoulders. Hold the upper back. Let the shoulders move. Two more. Last time. Hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, I know that there are likely issues with this camera and what I just did. Okay, I just haven't looked at it yet. I couldn't see it, but I'm pretty sure. I have another camera. That's one of the things that I'm going to fix with the new stuff that I'm trying to put together for next year. That's one of my goals, is to get this taken care of, was what I was going to say, and it makes no sense. So to get the problem of movement and the camera a little bit more closely adjusted, I guess is a good way to say it. I really want to fix the problem. I see it sometimes in the movement that I'm moving faster than the camera is And so what ends up being captured is not, it can be a little blurry. Again, I have a better camera. I need to get it hooked up and see what I can do with that. And that's one of the reasons that I'm going to try and take a break here. All right. I'm going to do one more this morning. All right. This dragon and tiger joined together. Extend, pull it in, and down. Other side, pull it in, and down. I'm going to try, I'm going to work on as we come up. Right here, this idea of sustaining the leg a little bit more through here. So if I was holding my leg and prop it up there a little, all right, to bring the leg up a little bit higher and sustain it, push up from underneath, hold in at the hip, and let the leg move. Hips here, legs over here. Leg can move. It can. Dragon and tiger join together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift left. Bring the leg up. Hold through the back. Extend the heel. Bring it in. Bring the toes to the knee. Same as with Red Phoenix. Extend the legs. Interesting. Okay. I just did something with my foot that moved me off balance. Keep going. Two more. And last time. Center. Palms up. Press down on both sides. Pull up to the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. And breathe out. Alright, relax. I just mentioned a couple of things that happened during this last set. As I came up here, this is wobbly. Right? And as I extended, I threw myself off balance. So this idea that place the foot carefully, right? As you're going to it, settle, and then extend. Bring it in, settle again, and extend. Each time as we sink, the foot needs to be ready, because that's where you start, right? If you set your hip first, put your foot down. The foot's coming down, but I'm going to set my hip, and then I'm going to put the foot down. This extend from the base isn't going to happen. Everything follows through. The better we get at keeping the alignment through the spine, of moving around the spine and using all of the physical body, muscles, joints, tendons, to do a movement, the easier it is to add in the breathing and some of these other concepts where that extension through. All right. My goal is to, again, separate some of this so there'll be, this is the explanation class with some movement versus this is the movement class with very little explanation. I hope that's going to work out. I'm excited to see how I'm going to actually put it together. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. I hope so. I appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you so much. I will be back next week with the same schedule. Yang Style Tai Chi on Monday. Wudang Style Tai Chi on Tuesday. Wudang Tai Chi Sword on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong. Hope you join me. Thank you.